talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are here. We are here, baby. We just had lunch at a strip club. We have all our nutrients. We just hit the burrito bar at Pumps in Bushwick.
Can I tell you something? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that strippers were still working. Like, are comedians last on the order of who gets to work? Like, I get that Cam Girl was a smarter career choice.
Cam Girl much smarter. Zoom comedy shows are so much shittier than watching a hot woman jerk off. It's not even close.
Yeah, I've never heard it. I've never heard woman jerk off before. I thought that was like because you jerk if it's a man. I thought.
No, come on, Sam. We're living in a post-gender world here. All right, I'm open.
Maybe on your webcams, not on mine.
Okay? Whoa, so women can't jerk off cocks. Look at Mr. 19th century over here. I'm living in 2020, and I have seen a woman jerk off her penis. Thank you very much, Sam. And I can't say I've paid, but I have. I've dabbled. Check out my X video search. I'm an ally. That's what I'll say.
It's definitely
you can jerk a pussy off too. I feel like metaphorically though.
I don't like how the British say. The British say, "I'm gonna pull one off." I don't like that.
I like that actually.
Do you?
I like it. It does sound like those towel dispensers where you pull it and it comes out. It sounds like you have a disposable penis where it just you jack off and the dick comes off with the cum. That's what pull one off sounds like.
I can't believe that Lou Will. I mean, I guess we're just opening with this. I can't.
So let's thank you everybody for listening. So we've got obviously so many great stories. The bubble's back. We've been watching scrimmages. Getting me. I didn't watch as many of the second after the first couple days because like the novelty wore off and I'm ready for the season to begin. But basketball's coming up. The Knicks have a new head coach.
I watched the W.
We'll obviously talk about that.
We'll get into that, but I just have to say I watched the WNBA opener. I watched 2 games. I watched the Liberty.
The Liberty were playing.
Sabrina Ionescu shot horribly, but she's going to be great.
Her vision was nice. Yeah.
She is going to be awesome, and it was cool to watch her go against Sue Bird in the first day because she's gotten a lot of comps to Sue Bird.
Right.
Then Breanna Stewart back from a horrible injury last year. She's a fucking beast, dude. She's good. She's one of the most fun players to watch in the league.
I did not. I was gonna watch the game and I forgot. Listen, podcasting never sleeps. I'm over here. I feel like I'm doing a podcast every 20 minutes. I have to do a podcast. I forgot I had to podcast during the Liberty's opener, but I wanted to watch that. I saw some highlights. It looks good.
I saw the Sparks just annihilate Phoenix too, and Phoenix is supposed to be stacked this year. Like
the Mystics, the Mystics annihilate people, and Elena Deladon isn't even playing. Which, by the way, fuck the WNBA for that. We didn't talk about that. They denied her medical waiver essentially. She's got Lyme's disease, and it's like they said that their doctors know better. It's like her doctor that's been seeing her since she was like a fucking kid said it's probably not worth the risk. So fuck the WNBA for that.
Does Kyrie's donation go to players like her?
Right. So that's another So listen, obviously we'll get to Lou Will, everyone. Huge news. But yes, Kyrie, we might as well touch on it now. Kyrie Irving put up $1.5 million of his own money towards a players fund for the WNBA and for players that are sitting out, whether that's for social justice reasons, health reasons, personal, whatever. He didn't specify. Which is a fucking cool move, I have to admit. Like Kyrie,
amazing.
That's fucking tight. And the WNBA is probably the most progressive sports league in America. I mean, they
just don't get any press, so they can say fucking anything.
Right.
That's the thing. Is
they burned a flag at half court in the middle of the second quarter, and nobody saw it. They hung Donald Trump in effigy. This is the game winner, and no one gave a fuck.
Diana Taurasi held up a bloody Trump head like Kathy Griffin, and no one talked about it. No, it's you're right, man. But they are the most progressive league. Possibly because it's women, possibly because there's a lot of lesbians in the league.
Right.
I mean,
right.
So it is a LGBT friendly league, obviously.
Yeah. But so shouts out to Kyrie for that one. I just saw the headline, and we're recording this on Monday. It'll come out Tuesday morning. But we just saw the head. So I don't know the specifics of that, but I don't know who else is pledging money. I don't know if it's part of a larger movement, but that's fucking cool because Kyrie did talk a lot about wanting to support social justice movements, and I think doing that, supporting WNBA players who are sitting out, I think is a direct way to do that because they are working, I would say, pretty hard on social justice issues, especially the ones that are sitting out. So salute to them. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the basketball world, and the Knicks got a new coach. WNBA season started. The bubble, we're coming back Thursday, but I got a lot
of pod don't lie. I got a lot of pod don't lie love for the Thibs, and people wanted to know. But,
and we will get to that. But folks,
we'll get to it.
Let's be honest. Is there a more pod don't lie story than a player breaking quarantine to eat chicken wings at a strip club? No, there is not. This was made for us, and I can't wait to get into it.
What type of chicken wings did he eat?
Lemon pepper. Lemon pepper.
Which we have gone into detail on past episodes.
Yes,
the Dame Lillard, which
that's
we
right.
find. I mean, look, I think they're overrated wings, but these are not just any lemon pepper wings.
No.
These are the Lou Will.
They are named after him in the Magic City, which is fucking wild. And for those of you who don't know, we've talked about it. Listen, if you listen to this podcast, you probably know. But Lou Williams, former sixth man of the year, Clippers reserve shooting guard, had a excused absence to leave the bubble. Totally excused. He had a family member.
Death of a grandfather.
I believe it was his grandfather or uncle. I
also read father on one. I've read a few articles and they're all different. So
I think it was his grandfather or uncle. I don't think it was his dad, but he had an excused absence, and while he was there, he was because of Jack Harlow, who. It's hilarious. Just like he had I like this song he just released, the single "What's Poppin'," pretty good. But who would have thought that a white rapper would have snitched on Lou Will in Magic City would have dry snitched through his Instagram stories? I will say there's a lot of damage going on here, but no more so than the people that were introduced to Jack Harlow, who's a pretty good rapper. They'll forever know him as the guy who accidentally snitched on Lou Williams being in Magic City.
Shades of D'Angelo Russell on Snapchat.
Yes,
this is
absolutely. It's devastating. Devastating for Jack Harlow's brand and acceptance within the black community is my guess. But
can I read something I got from Breitbart? This is the article on Lou.
Did you say Breitbart?
Look, man. I went to a lot.
Where are you getting your news from, Sam?
Look, I go to every source stop, and this is one of my favorite ones. Can I read it to you?
Wait, we didn't even say let's just finish the actual. You can, but so he went to Magic City after the funeral. He claims it was for the food. Since then, it seems like a real claim to me. At first, very dubious, but he says he was at Magic City Strip Club after the funeral to get food, and now he has to do a full 10-day quarantine instead of the 4-day quarantine that you get if you test negative with an excused absence. So that's the news.
Doc Rivers was very disappointed. He said, also that Lou wouldn't let him sniff his fingers. That was part of it. He was like, not only do you leave, you don't share with the rest of the team. Shame on you.
The way they checked if he was, they have a league official taste his fingers, and it's like, no, that's lemon pepper. But if it tastes like pussy, he's out. Okay.
But I can't believe everyone's being so careful. Everywhere they're eating outdoors. Strip clubs are still providing indoor food.
Hysterical. Yeah. It is. I will say they're good. When there's a will, there's a way. And I was shocked as well that I guess it's different in the South, man. I guess more businesses are open in the South. But yeah, I wonder if they're doing drive-through stripping. How's it going? Like, are there actual nude women there? I'm not sure.
You can't do. A lot of the comics are doing stand-up on the street. You can't just strip on the street.
Yeah, pull your titty out on a rooftop. I think you could do rooftop socially distanced lap dances. It really
socially distanced lap dancing. Yes, that'll be $80, and I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah. So I think it's similar to a glory hole, where as long as you're not breathing, you can figure something else out. You just get your butt cheeks It would be a non-penetrative glory hole. I think was a socially distant lap dance.
Can I read
through a hole in the wall?
This is the quote I got from Breitbart, and look, it's not a fucking website I normally go to, but
Yeah.
I go to Drudge Report, and they have a mix of everything sometimes. So I clicked on it, and here's one of the ones
I'm
I
sure
read.
it's gonna be very fair and balanced. Go ahead. Let's see what their take is.
All right, so sorry, I lost you for a second. My thing is,
No worries.
my ear pods are a pain in the ass.
You have wired? Do you have wired?
I don't. I'm gonna look into that.
All right, get some wires for next time. That's all good.
But
so okay, let's see what Breitbart. Let's see what
this is how he was busted, because it was reported that it was an old photo first. They said no, it was an old photo. I was reminiscing with my buddy Lou Will.
Yeah.
That's what Jack Harlow said.
He's wearing a fucking mask.
That's what I was getting to. He's seen wearing the not only a mask, he's wearing the NBA medical mask that the league has only been handing out to players since they became quarantined in the bubble. So
That's so fucking funny.
Good on him for at least wearing a mask.
He is masked up when he's not socially distanced. We have to give him credit for that one.
But
yeah,
I mean, shots
so
fired from Kendrick Perkins today. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see what Kendrick Perkins said.
Oh, he's talking shit on Lou Will. He said
really?
that Zion is a rookie and he's more mature.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, Lou Will fired back.
Really?
Did you see this?
I didn't. I haven't seen it.
He said, 15 years in the business, and the most dirt you have on my name is stopping to get hot wings during the pandemic. Perk, shut up. And stop laughing and saying it's just TV when you run into me too.
Oh, wow. He said, yeah, I love that. Lou Will's a real dude. I do respect it because somebody else, because everybody, when the story first broke, everyone's like, okay, he was getting food. Everyone rolled their eyes. And it turns out, and Lou Will has been adamant that he loves the food at Magic City. He's adamant that he was just there for food. And obviously I was the same guy who was like, no way, it's a fucking strip club. But dude, I checked out the Magic City fucking menu. It's looking delicious, dude. And by the way,
pictures,
like we said,
too.
The pictures are unbelievable. I have
those crinkle cut fries.
And listen, the wings look incredible. All of it looks incredible. But I was on Yelp, a fucking Yelp review from 2019 is a woman talking about, she's there, I guess she's also a dancer, and she's like, wow, it's so nice to see somebody, it's so nice to see like black representation, to see brown bodies glorified and all that. And she's like, and by the way, the food is unbelievable. And she's like, I stopped in for lunch. She takes a picture of, it's like salmon with spinach, and it looks fucking good. It looked delicious. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking gross. It looked so fucking good. Wow. They got lamb chops on the menu.
Atlanta is so known for embracing the anti-health movement.
Yeah, dude. You literally can have a healthier lunch at Magic City Strip Club than you could at like a fucking Chili's. Like they have fucking shrimp. They have turkey burgers. They have multiple. They don't have one. If you're vegetarian, if you're vegan or vegetarian, they have both a Beyond Burger and a black bean burger. Wow. You don't get that at most regular restaurants. You get one shitty vegetarian option. They got a ton of them. They have it looks fucking incredible. They have 4 of their own signature sauces. They have Justice Magic sauce, Juju Rude Boy Jerk, and Uncle Jeff's Honey Jerk. 2 different types of jerks.
I love jerk sauce, man.
They have broccoli, sauteed spinach, vegetable medley, yellow rice, a salad, onion rings, sweet potato fries, a baked potato, and 2 different types of fries.
Stop.
Got okra. I'm trying to go right now.
I don't want to cut you off, but I say we fucking split a charter jet and we make
let's get the
Magic memories.
I'm trying to fucking see some titties and eat a fucking a crab stuffed shrimp tail, lobster tail, dude.
What about I mean, this is completely.
It's
becoming believable, and you know. It's funny because Kendrick is really kind of becoming a bad guy to all these players. You can't be a provocative ESPN analyst and still be boys with the players.
Well, you can. You can't say shit like he's being irresponsible. It's like whatever.
Not
man.
If you're provocative. He is making a name for himself starting shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to go through the fucking So this, so
Lou
this
Will's
guy
only going to
look at
miss
this.
2 games. He's going to miss
Yeah.
2 seeding games.
He's gonna miss
and
seeding games, which sucks. Whatever.
It sucks because
I just want.
does home court even matter?
No, it doesn't matter. Dude,
Matchups
look,
matter. Home court.
I want to
doesn't
say
matter.
this. I want to support Lou here because I went through the Yelp page and I looked up people that were reviews that mentioned the food. This is from 2019. This customer is mad because of valet parking. He types out a whole paragraph. That's ridiculous. Between parking and the cover charge, by the time you get in, you can only afford 1 drink. LOL. And he's like, they need to remodel inside, and then he's like, the food is great. So even a guy who's mad at Magic City talks about how good the food is. 2016. One reason why I love this place because of the food. The dances are wonderful, but the food is marvelous. This is 2016, dude. This is fucking 4 years ago.
Look, I guess we have to open our minds a little bit because I always thought like it was a joke when strip clubs serve food. I always thought it was like, but look, comedy clubs serve good food now. I mean,
yeah.
How often though? I mean, there are certain
I would
things
rather. I will
ne-
say this. The example I should have said was you can get a healthier meal at fucking Magic City than you could at most fucking comedy clubs I've been to.
It's true.
It's
man.
impossible to eat on the road. If they had this menu at every place that I fucking headlined, I would not get as fat on the road. I could say that. I would have lost a lot more money watching people rub their tits, but I would have kept trimmer.
That's how they get you. They bring you in
yeah.
for the broccolini, but they turn on you with the tits.
Dude,
I mean, that's
here's
how you
another one.
lose.
2018, someone's like, we had heard such good things about the food. As soon as we ordered, we sat in. They took forever, but it was definitely worth the wait. So these people got horrible service. The food was so good that they didn't give a fuck. This is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it's and one of the new reviews basically says Lou Will approved.
Yeah.
So, with 5 stars. I mean, look, could you get better press?
2012. 2012, someone's talking about strip clubs have some of the best food, or this strip club has some of the best food around.
But stop.
If you follow them on Twitter, you can see what the lunch special is for the day. This guy's following them on Twitter for the lunch special.
But think about it. Can you get better press if you're Magic City than this?
No, absolutely not.
A guy broke quarantine in a different state.
Yes. Incredible. He broke quarantine. He came to, and also, by the way, I also want to say, what if this was his grandfather's dying wish? What if he said, what if he was like, what if this was where the reception for the funeral was held? Shouldn't that still be an excused absence? That's how I want to go out. I want my fucking grandchildren crying and just looking at, just with 2 fat ass cheeks in front of them, eating lemon pepper wings. That's how I want to be remembered. So that's something I have to say of the NBA. Maybe you're not honoring the memory of Lou Williams' late grandfather by
Lou Will's,
penalizing
his grandpa's laying there. He goes, 112 order of jerk chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. On the way out, he's like, get a lap dance.
He just gets to the pearly gates. God hands him 12 wings. He's like, this is all I wanted. This is it.
God hands him 12 wings and $1,000 in ones. And he's like, welcome. Come to Heaven's Magic City.
This has been an insane Pod Don't Lie moment. And it's crazy because the bubble is only – it's weird that basketball is kind of being saved by the bubble because baseball, there's COVID cases already.
Oh, dude.
And I'm bummed because I was like, look, I'm so depressed I'm watching baseball again. I'm fucking doing it. There's not much else. And you know, it's fucking fun. It's fun to watch baseball. There's something about it that, like, it still is American.
Nah,
it's still,
I don't give a fuck. I hate baseball. Can suck.
Well, it's because you're a fucking Orioles fan, stuff.
Yeah, I'm an Orioles fan. That's true.
And they're actually off to a decent start. They're looking.
I know. I actually was gonna root for the O's because in an 80-game season, you never know what kind of bullshit could happen. This would be such an Orioles thing for us to win in a complete asterisk of a season. Everybody else is sick.
But it was fun, but now with the bubble, it's like actually look these types of antics aside, and it looks like he's not COVID positive either. So it looks like
he just and look, everyone wants to clown him for going to Magic City, whatever, going to a strip club, and the optics aren't great, but it's like, you know, he went out to eat. That's really what the it really wouldn't be different if he went to any other restaurant. I mean, it's just like it's the fact that he got snitched on. It's the fact that it just became a thing. And apparently He's given interviews in the past, and his teammates have vouched. Like Lou Williams literally gets when he has barbecues, when he has like family parties, he hires Magic. He gets it catered. Like that's how much the guy loves Magic City. And like we talked about earlier, they named an item on the menu after him. The lemon pepper wings are.
Isn't that the dream, dude? Don't
you know how much I want a sandwich named after me,
dude? The fucking the Stavros Souvlaki? Are you kidding me?
Dude, a special Stavros gyro, absolutely. At my bagel place, I'm gunning for it, all right? Because I order something really weird on purpose. When I'm really slutty, I mean, I haven't gotten it anymore because it's like 1,500 calories in a sandwich. But when I'm really fucking going wild, I get I get an everything bagel, fried eggs, sausage, tomato, avocado, hash brown, and then in the sandwich, and then instead of cheese, I get they have a honey bacon sriracha cream cheese that I get on that motherfucker instead of cheese. Come on, that's the Stavros right there. Dude, it's just a big fat fucking overflowing sandwich. Let me get the Stavros, and you're just like you have to eat it you have to fucking break it open and eat it like piece by piece. It's like an open face monstrosity.
That sounds
very good. That
sounds like just decadence to the point of insanity.
Pure decadence.
Look, man, I love a little jalapeno cream cheese. I like to get I had a croissant the other day with everything bagel seasoning and jalapeno cream cheese inside. And I was like, that's a fucking breakfast right there. Also,
you got to go weird, though. You have to go weird. That's a good one because no one's putting cream cheese in croissant. It's great. You're not going to be the guy that gets like a fucking, the Italian sub is in a deli is going to be named the Robert De Niro. You know what I mean? Like
Dom DeLuise.
A roast beef sandwich. You can't gun for that. You have to get something weird. That's why I have my sights set on that on the honey bacon sriracha bagel. I also get a different. It's
gonna be like the Revel scooter. People are just gonna be dying after it. You think it's a great idea?
People will be dying for sure after eating this, but their blood is not on my hands. Their clogged blood is not on my hands. I'm just gunning for bagel place infamy. That would be a sandwich. What would your regular sandwich if you had
my go-to? I mean, I love I go turkey, Swiss, avocado, fucking
like that.
Sometimes, some spicy mustard, maybe a little mayo.
What the problem is to get something named after you, it also has to like match up with like what people think of you. You know what I mean? You got to get a sandwich on like a thin long baguette. It's got to be like dark. You know what I mean? It's got to have like black olives or something in it. Like I have to get like a fucking round fluffy piece of ciabatta bread that's just like stuffed overflowing with like garlic mayonnaise and like fucking prosciutto and
prosciutto is my other turkey or prosciutto. Dude, you throw prosciutto on a fucking pizza with some arugula, that's a wild ride.
Like that.
But
I like that.
I'll make sometimes at home. I'll make a little prosciutto mozzarella, roasted red pepper, some oil and vinegar. You got a fucking sandwich, dude.
That's a nice little sandwich. But again, no one's ever going to name that after you, Sam.
No, but I got a shot at like maybe like a flatbread cream cheese smoked salmon type thing. That's
yes.
Caper
You're
or
right.
something.
I have to have something Greekish. You have to have something Jewish. You know what I mean? Like people really associate you. I have to work on that because my flavors right now.
Guess what they're not serving? Guess what they're not serving at strip clubs though?
What's that?
Either of our sandwiches.
Yeah, dude. You don't want anything that your hands get cooked. Nobody wants cream cheese on a stripper's ass.
No way.
Anyway, so salute to Lou Williams, truly the GOAT for breaking quarantine to go to a strip club. I can't wait to hear I can't wait to hear who else gets in trouble. I can't wait to be like Kyle Kuzma broke quarantine. He's like, oh, the Clams Casino at this glory hole are unbelievable. What do you want from me? Kyle Kuzma seen getting head and eating Clams Casino at a local glory hole following his late aunt's funeral.
He just has a friend kill his aunt. He's like, I had to see her, dude. He's like, and this pizza's incredible. And they're like, that was a Domino's. He's like, look. Yeah. I missed Domino's.
Yeah. But huge respect huge respect to Lou Williams for
He
one
has
of
to
the
go
best.
off now. He can't have a bad postseason after this.
Well, you know what's crazy though? I was thinking about it. It's like Lou, he's not. I mean, he's been good this season, but if you think about the rotations getting shortened, he's kind of the guy I could see not really playing that much for the Clippers because you don't really need his skill set when you have Kawhi
Disagree.
and Paul George.
Completely
Really?
disagree. Especially watch
Why?
them in the fourth
Dude.
quarter. I'm telling you, watch them in the fourth quarter when all
He's
three
such
of
a
them.
liability on defense.
But his scoring, he is a playmaker, dude. So when you have three playmakers on the floor in the fourth quarter, you have Paul George,
I don't know,
Kawhi,
dude.
and Lou Will. Dude, he is a
Against
tough
the
shot
Lakers,
maker.
against the Lakers, he is getting pick and roll. Fucking, they're gonna get him on a switch. LeBron is gonna hunt him, dude. I just see the shot creation. I know what you're saying, but with Kawhi on the team in the fucking fourth quarter, because of how much of a liability he is, I think you'd rather have Patrick Beverly out there. I really do. You're not
It's
gonna play him
tough.
and you're not gonna play him and Pat. You're gonna play probably Paul George.
I
Paul
disagree
George,
with you though,
Kawhi.
because when things get tough in the fourth quarter and shots are harder to come by, open shots, you need people that can create, and he gives you that, dude. He had hit
but
so
he's
many clutch
just-
shots.
But he is going to just generate those shots for the opposition, especially if we're talking the Lakers. I mean, he just because well, I'll put it this way, he is much more of a defensive liability than he is much more of a liability than he has value on the offensive end, especially when you consider how much his skills overlap with Kawhi in crunch time. Kawhi in crunch time essentially he's essentially the playmaker there.
Well, and so is PG. I mean, they
Exactly.
have playmakers, and
I mean-
you're gonna laugh at me, but Mook is a playmaker. I mean, he can
Yeah.
get a shot. He is. I
Right.
mean, he really.
He'll probably be playing because
Montrezl Harrell also is kind of like, you got to think he's going to be out there the way he's playing this year. He's probably the sixth man of the year this year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, probably Trez. I guess probably Trez or Dennis Schroeder. Honestly, I don't.
Schroeder.
Oh yeah, dude.
Reggie
For
Jackson,
sure.
you mean?
No. Six
Oh,
man of the
Dennis
year?
Schroeder, sixth man. I thought you meant their rotation.
Oh
Sorry.
no.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of thinking
it's Montrez.
I think it's
but-
probably Trez.
Yeah.
I mean,
Coach of the
Lou's
year?
numbers
Do you
weren't
give
bad.
it to Donovan?
I don't think you give it to Donovan. I think
You have
I
a
think-
Bucks bias, and I know where this is going.
no. I mean, I do think they were on pace to. They were on pace to be like almost a 70-win team. I understand Bud. I don't even think you necessarily give it to Bud. I mean, I don't know. Who do you give it to? Donovan's not a bad choice, I guess.
I'll tell you who's not a
I
bad
mean, Nick
choice.
Nurse, dude. Honestly,
Nurse,
Nick Nurse.
and I got another one in the East for you, Eric
that?
Spoelstra.
I don't know about Spoelstra.
I didn't think they'd be this good.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also think like when you look at the other coaches that have done, like I would give it to Donovan over Spoelstra. I would even give Nate McMillan
I
on
agree.
some level. Even Nate
Wow.
McMillan, who doesn't
That's a
get
great
talked
call.
about.
Nate
'Cause
McMillan
it's
is
like
so
no
underrated.
Oladipo all year. I thought they were going to be
Yeah.
dog shit, and it's
But,
like,
well, we didn't even think the Thunder. We thought they were a 30-win
True.
team possibly.
well, I had him over. It sucks.
I thought
It
they were
sucks we
going to. I
can't go
thought they were
back.
going to get out. I thought they were going to go out, try to get out of Chris Paul and
But dude,
continue
you know what's
to
crazy?
accumulate
People
picks.
were saying that about fucking Kyle Lowry and the Raptors. Remember? That was
You're right.
that was part of the thought process. Was like, they might try and get off this. They might, if things aren't going well. And and the other thing is the Raptors have had a ton of fucking injuries, like a ton. And the fact that he kept that team together and that they're they're the second seed right now.
Here's
Crazy.
another one I'll give you, and I hate to give it up, but you got to put Frank Vogel's name in there because they're
True.
the one seed. That's
true.
a high pressure job with high expectations. First year, everyone was making jokes that Kid was going to be the head coach by the end of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
The kid
you
was
gotta
going to
give-
drunk drive his car into the coach's office at the Staples Center.
and get Vogel's DNA on it. It was him. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of names. What hurts so much about this year being, I mean, thank God it's hopefully going to still happen, but this is the most wide open year in so long. And that also includes coach of the year. That includes championship teams. I mean, this is a wide open.
I don't think it includes MVP.
It doesn't. It's Giannis.
It doesn't include
But-
MVP.
And it doesn't improve. Most improved, I think, is probably Ingram, as we said.
Probably Ingram. Yep, I would
He's
say
an
so.
all-star.
Who are the other guys that would be most improved?
You said it. Siakam maybe again.
Siakam. Yeah. No, I think that was your take. Siakam kind of fell off a little bit.
You could put
I feel like
Montrezl
we're
Harrell in the mix.
somebody.
He's averaging 20 a game off the bench.
Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting like an obvious guy. Bam, maybe.
Bam is a huge one.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know who. I don't know who gets Coach of the Year. I kind of think it goes to Nurse because of the job. Because of, I mean, you lose Kawhi, you have all those injuries, and you're still the 2 or 3 seed in the fucking East. That's insanity. Doesn't make any sense.
But dude, the West is a harder conference, and look what Billy Donovan has done. I think that's got to be commended.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No one thought they had a shot, dude.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah,
they have a better record than Houston.
Yeah.
Is that not?
Although you know what, what's crazy? Almost like it's kind of like D'Antoni is even. I think D'Antoni's done a really good job because I mean the weird team he was given. They lose a lot of people, and then he's the only guy who's gotten Russell Westbrook to actually play to stop shooting fucking pull-up threes. I mean, under D'Antoni, Westbrook has become this weird one-of-a-kind player, almost like, just kind of like a power forward center. I mean, he's the guard and set. So,
dude, it is hilarious to watch big.
All right. Yeah, sorry, I had a little technical difficulties there, folks. Sam is a technical liability.
I'm Lou Will, man.
Yeah, he's been streaming so much pornography that it's eating up all his bandwidth.
Hey, I'm streaming it for the food. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's a lady that bakes a fucking manicotti, but her pussy's out the whole time. That would be nice. The Magic City equivalent OnlyFans is just a woman who like jacks off and then like mails you a little miniature pie, a little quiche.
Dude,
that would be nice.
I was searching actual cream pies. That's not my intention. I'm sorry.
Anyway, folks. So again, shouts out to Lou Will. That's our very brief. We briefly just talked about awards, but maybe we'll do a whole rundown on the.
I'd like to do that. Yeah, let's prep that for the next one. I mean, we got to talk.
We have
Knicks.
to talk. Yes.
This is. I know that we probably lost so many listeners due to how I have to segue everything into the Knicks, but this is
for once, it is one of the biggest stories in the Knicks are one of the biggest stories in the NBA, and it would be crazy for us. It would be a funny joke for when they hire teams we don't mention the Knicks, but every week we're like, fuck, if only we had gotten a little more out of fucking Ronaldo Balkman. Or whatever the fuck. Every week,
I really believe.
I know you love Balkman.
I love Balkman, dude.
Anyway,
he was a tough guy. I liked him.
Sam, you're doing the thing I was just mocking us for doing right now.
I know. I can't help it. I have an illness, Stav. You know what's funny about Stav is he makes fun of me for being excited about like the Jared Harper pickup.
Yes,
but then I sent you video of him and you were like, I feel it because
he looks good.
I'm getting kind of excited.
I'm getting a little excited, but I can't. Yeah. I'm closeted, dude. You're out and proud. If only I could be. Yeah, one day, dude.
I'm loud and proud, baby.
One day I'll be at New York Knicks pride with you.
I have to be honest. I wanted Kenny Atkinson because I think he's like kind of a more. He's just more of the moment coach.
I totally agree with you in terms of Atkinson.
What he did with the Nets was incredible that year with D'Angelo Russell.
Right, and you know what? It was almost too perfect because, like, he literally did – like, we had to watch the fucking Nets. I mean, and look, it's not just him, right? It's a culture has to do with their front office, has to do with their ownership.
But he played a big role, though.
But he played a huge role, and we had to fucking sit here and watch Brooklyn in the mid – like, they didn't even have the fucking draft picks excuse. They didn't have their draft picks. They rebuilt their whole fucking culture while they were giving the Celtics – letting the Celtics fucking get – Jaylen Brown and Tatum and all this, they were losing all their draft picks every fucking year while we had high pick after fucking high pick. We had to watch the Nets rebuild with just smart decision-making, run an organization the way we should be fucking running the Knicks.
Developing young talent. Because look what he did for Dinwiddie and for D'Angelo Russell.
Joe Harris.
Jared Allen. These are all guys who were young, who people were like, who? People didn't know about Jared Allen.
Right.
He's a rim protector now. He's a good big.
Right. And so we had to fucking watch that fucking bullshit. from Manhattan. We get to fucking our binoculars looking looking over the park slope, and we see these, and then the guy is let go. He's a fucking New York guy, Long Island guy. He's got kids that are like don't want to leave New York. I think that's been reported. He's got like he doesn't really want to leave. He likes the city. His kids like are in high school or something. It would be
apparently a great guy too.
Great guy. Everything just made so much sense. Whereas like we're a young developmental team. These are the different Knicks. We got new ownership now, or not new ownership. That'd be nice. New general manager. They're gonna do things the right way, hopefully. And then you fucking hire Thibs, and
I don't hate it though. I don't hate it,
but I will say this. I think we were all hoping that the Knicks would just do what we just said about the Nets. Just build good culture from the fucking ground up. Do things the right way. Don't rush it. Don't try and microwave a fucking dynasty. Don't go big game hunting every fucking year and strike out.
I agree with everything you just said, but it is much more challenging to build a culture under the microscope that is the Garden. Barclays are over there. The media is not paying the same attention. It is a different pressure on RJ Barrett than there is on young guys in Brooklyn.
I understand that, and that is definitely true, but it's not like this fucking thing. It's not like this approach gets results. You still get fucking crucified because you still swing and miss. You will get hammered. That's part of fucking being in New York. But I also think you're right about the microscope. But I also think New York Knicks fans are savvy and understand basketball and understand how these things work. We're one of the Knicks are one of the few fan bases that if they just fucking hired good developmental coaches and did smart picks and got rid of cap and shed cap, had cap room or made trades to take people's bad contracts and got number one picks in return, played that game for a year or two, the Knicks fans would fucking understand it.
Well, guess what? We did that. Unfortunately, we traded Porzingis, and they're going to be late first-round picks. So
no, that wasn't
what you're saying, we don't do well.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Though. I'm talking about the way the Hawks take on money and rebuild this fucking smart way.
The right
Knicks fans would have understood that. You know what I mean? Yeah. They really would have, I believe. Anyway,
if you're KD and Kyrie, of course you'd rather go to the Nets because of the lower pressure, the personnel. The teams just have more weapons right now. I mean, it makes sense. And, when I look at the Knicks, here's what makes me sad. I see Jared Allen posting, whoever gets Kenny Atkinson is going to get one hell of a coach. And when players who used to play for a guy who are just outspoken like that, the impact they made.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, Thibs players love him, man. Like, they do love him. I mean, maybe not Karl Anthony Towns. But I don't think Karl Anthony Towns –
players in Minnesota don't.
Yeah, but look at those guys, dude. They're not – like, I just don't think they were the right guys for him.
Cat's one of the best fucking young talents. If we had a talent level of Cat and he ran him out of town, how would you feel?
Let me critique Cat. And I know I was on the Cat bandwagon earlier in the season when I thought the Knicks were going to get him. But here's the problem. Cat is a great talent, okay?
Yeah.
What's been in question always has been his toughness. Even in college, they didn't have him shoot threes because they knew scouts were going to question his toughness. He is not a tough interior player, and he's got the skills to be. He's got the skills to be Chris Webber down low, okay? He's a great shooter, but he's
their only fucking good shooter. That team needs him to shoot threes. There's nobody on that team that can fucking shoot.
I'm just saying, I can see why guys like him and Andrew Wiggins – he and Wiggins did not respond to Thibs, whereas you hope guys like Barrett and Mitch will. We'll see. But
whose job is that? Whose job is to figure out who? The fucking players? The players have to get used to the coach?
There are some great coaches in the league who are not malleable. Mike D'Antoni's a great coach who has one way of coaching, okay?
I don't think that's true at all. I think he's changed his style completely with Harden. He's not a fucking ISO player. If anything, D'Antoni did the math and realized this is better. D'Antoni wants to play ballet out there, but he's like, fuck it, we got to play ISO ball. What the fuck can I do? I'm looking
He's
at the
turned
analytics.
Harden into a scoring.
He's an offensive coach.
He's a
but he can change. He can change his offensive philosophy. Even what we just talked about with Russell Westbrook, he switched him out. You think he wants to play? You think he wants to play a point guard at power forward? He's like, no, this is my fucking player strength.
I disagree. I think Westbrook loves playing power forward.
I think D'Antoni sort of unlocked that. I don't think you're giving him enough credit for his offensive malleability.
You think I was happy when fucking Melo ran D'Antoni out of town? I was not. I was happy when we got D'Antoni. I thought I thought the whole Linsanity
Okay, I guess
thing
that's
was,
true. I again, I have to remember everything is through a fucking Knicks lens. And yes, D'Antoni was not as malleable, but it's also, you know, I see what you're saying. With the Melo, he did not switch things up. But maybe he learned from that. Maybe if he treated Melo more like, Harden, but Melo was not the
Melo's
player
not a
Harden
point
was.
guard. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Melo is a incredible scorer, but
He was an offense to himself.
He's not
but
an all around. He's not an all around player on offense the way Harden is.
That's
but
totally
I will say, Thibs. Joakim Noah posting excited. He's a New Yorker, so he's excited. Thibs got the job for the Knicks. I think Noah grew up a Knicks fan. So, and here's what I think about Thibs. Okay, he is the only remnant of those '90s Knicks. He is. We had heard Williams for a minute.
The DNA, right? Yeah, he's got the DNA of that.
But he was an assistant coach on the '90s team when the Garden was rocking, dude. It's just okay. I've said the negative. Let me say the positive.
Yeah,
we haven't talked another negative. He runs his players into the ground, which everyone was making jokes about. Luol Deng.
Right.
He took years off his life.
The league in minutes, back to back. Played more minutes than Kobe in Kobe's prime.
Let me tell you something. Did he get a lot out of Luol Deng in his prime?
He did. Yeah,
Luol Deng was an elite defender. He was an all-star, dude. Joakim Noah in his prime. These are all players that overachieved in their prime, okay? Derrick Rose is the smallest MVP ever, right? Or is it Iverson? Fine. Youngest MVP ever. Youngest. Yeah. So he gets shit out of his players. I believe that.
Yeah, okay, yes. And I will say, I think I think you are making a good point in that he does get the most out of his players. He does. And listen, even those Timberwolves teams that were dysfunctional, when Jimmy wasn't hurt, before Jimmy got hurt, I think they were third in the West. They were good. They weren't bad, even when the fucking players hated each other. And, to his credit, the offense, he actually made that offense good with the Timberwolves. He didn't have defensive players, and he sort of made them a better offensive team. I think the 90s DNA shit is total nostalgia, dumb bullshit. I don't think that point matters.
Here's why I disagree. The guy, think of every team except for the T-Wolves that he coached was a tough defensive team. He was an assistant on the Celtics. He was assistant on the Celtics, which was an incredibly tough team. He gets a lot of credit for being the defensive master.
I'm not saying there's not toughness there. I'm just saying tell me nostalgic.
That Bulls team. Okay, yeah, dude, I'm mentally ill. We've talked about this. To stick around through this fucking suffering, it does damage to your brain, right? The Bulls.
You have to throw that out, though.
Okay, fine. I'll mention it every few minutes. Yeah, but the Bulls were a fucking tough team. Yeah, I'm just saying we need that toughness back in the Garden. So even when we're not competing, that's why Knicks fans loved Mook this year. That's why they loved Enes Kanter for half a year. These were guys that even though we were losing, they made us feel like they wouldn't back down. And we just need a good team that has guys like that. We miss Oak and Mace and those guys.
And look, I agree in that he is you can't say Tom Thibodeau is not a good coach, right? He is a good coach. He will get a lot out of his players. And my hope is that he sort of has instills some kind of culture, is kind of a strong voice, which, the Knicks have, for whatever reason, it just didn't work with as much. I liked Fizz. I thought it was a good hire at the time. It just didn't work with Fizz, right? And part of that was probably all the fucking the front office was whatever. Hopefully Thibodeau, here are the positives. He doesn't have to be coach and GM anymore, right? He fucked that up in Minnesota. That's clear. And he does get the most out of his players, and he at least gets results. But the negatives are he does fucking play his players too much. There's no way around that. On The Athletic, I was reading they talked about, I forget the fucking guy's name, John Krasinski.
From The Office?
He's got a name that sounds just like the guy from The Office.
Yeah.
I don't remember the guy who fucking wrote it, but he was kind of let me fucking Krasinski, John Krasinski.
I think, by the way, speaking of John Krasinski,
that's his name.
I think the show Jack Ryan wins the record for most ads I've seen for a show that I will never watch.
Never watch, yeah.
It's insane.
Fuck Jim for The Office. He's just sucking off the CIA during that whole thing. He's like, look, man, we get that you want to be an action star, but let's chill with the fucking CIA, revelry or
We got
reverence.
Bunk from the Wires in that too. I
Bunk,
love that guy.
look, I'm never mad at Bunk with a cigar. Absolutely never. But fuck the CIA. But anyway, Krasinski, he's from the Athletic, and it's a good. If you guys want to look at a deep dive, I'm essentially just going to cherry pick some of the points he made here. But check it out, it's very good. And the Athletic in general, we're not getting paid to fucking, whatever, to advertise them.
Hit me. What we got?
He he was talking about how Thibodeau's reputation for overplaying his players was like overblown in Minnesota anyway. But I fucking disagree with what he said, because he said, look, he plays Butler 36.7 minutes a game. He plays Wiggins 36.3 and Towns 35.6. And he was saying that like, oh, that's not crazy for star players these days. But fucking here's right now this season. I mean, the league leaders: 36.9, Damian Lillard; Harden 36.74, Lowry 36.5. Like, all three of those guys would be in the top 10 of this year. And a lot of them, and you'll say, okay, well, the Raptors did it. Lowry, Van Vliet, and Siakam all did. And it's like, yeah, but they had a bunch of fucking injuries. Thibs. Here's the thing. I think what Thibs more than anything needs to do is chill out. And maybe the way he does that is by smoking some Cushy Dreams CBD. Don't you think he would absolutely benefit from from smokable CBD, Sam?
Hey, as someone who used to travel on the road and has weak joints, I know that I love CBD.
Absolutely. Yes, I personally, as a big fan of Cushy Dreams, as a user of the product, I can tell you, I spark up one of their fucking delicious pre-rolls and I chill out. If I was gone off the CBD, I would be playing my players. They would all be playing Giannis minutes, 29 minutes a game. We need to get Thibs on the fucking beautiful Cushy Dreams CBD. They have a lot of different stuff. It's not just they got indica blends, they got sativa, they got whatever you need, baby. All right. It looks like high quality marijuana, feels like high quality marijuana, and it tastes like high quality marijuana, but it isn't. Thibs wouldn't test negative. That's why he needs to get on Cushy Dreams. All right.
It would make the last 4 hairs on his head stand right up. That's how good it is.
I want to see him in one of those fucking Rasta hats. We're gonna get Thibs balding dreads, and he's gonna be puffing. And listen, with Cushy Dreams, you get all the health benefits of CBD without getting high, under 0.3 THC. Each plant, and listen, they got the good shit, baby. They got the artisan approach. Every run is a small batch, 100% hand trimmed, never machine trimmed. Tom Thibodeau is a machine when it comes to preparation, but when it comes to the CBD he smokes, it's going to be hand trimmed, baby, artisan crafted. The attention to detail is like Thibs in the fucking film room, baby. It's noticeable in every beautiful flower. Each batch is slow cured for 2 to 4 weeks, guaranteed maximum motherfucking freshness and preserved flavor and cannabinoids. And if you're fucking busy, you're on the go, they got pre-rolls. You fucked up your joints playing hoops all day. You don't want to fucking sit there and roll up a joint. So, you got to get that shit. And I don't know. I have personally smoked it and I love it because you can listen. You want to cut back maybe on getting stoned as hell? The O'Douls of weed, baby. That's basically what we're talking about here. It's nice because you get that body high. You also get the like ritual of fucking sparking up. And honestly, I've smoked CBD and just watched the games, and it fucking zones me the fuck out.
It feels you feel relaxed, don't you? You feel like kind of calm.
Yeah, without fucking up your whole head. So I think I don't know. I'm hoping Thibs smokes some goddamn CBD. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. It's not, they got, my personal favorite is the Relax and the Dream. That's I think those are the indica blends, which just fucking zonk you the fuck out.
Ooh,
you know what I'm
sounds
saying?
Good. I need that right now. Being awake is painful.
They also have energy and hustle. So if you want to smoke that shit in the fucking morning, get ready to go. So look, it ships right now legally to all 50 states, no matter where the fuck you are. If you want to be like us, if you want to be like Thibs, who we hear has a big CBD addiction. Actually, that would be cool if he comes back and he's like, yeah, everyone's barely playing. All the role players are getting involved. He's like, yeah, man, it's not about wins and losses. It's about getting out there having a good time. It's like, wow, there's been a big change in Tom Thibodeau's secret in his philosophy. And it's like, yeah, I owe it all to cushy dreams.
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Either this year, Frank Ntilikina takes a huge step forward, or he's out of the league. I think
Yes.
Thibs either breaks him or he makes him a solid ass rotation player.
I think so. I think they're going to get together. They're going to smoke some energy and some hustle. The ones that get you pepped up. And Frank's going to be ready to go.
I believe in Frank. I really do.
So listen, if you want to be like us and get a nice little body high, or if you want to look, it's also good if you want to mix it up. Smoke a spliff with CBD and some other stuff. Whatever you want to throw, you want to use it to cut some of your personal stash, whatever it is. Like I said, I'm a Dreams guy. I smoke the Dreams pre-roll. That's my favorite shit. But go to cushydreams.com, KUSHY, dreams.com, and check out, use promo code PODDON'T, PODDONT, and you get 15% off your first motherfucking order.
That's
you know
nice.
What I'm saying? It's not 15%, baby. We could use 15% off of what we're paying what we were paying Tim Hardaway Jr. If we had gotten the Pod Don't discount on Tim Hardaway Jr.'s, maybe we still have Porzingis.
He'd still be overpaid $20 million.
He'd still be way too much. Yeah. We don't have any bad contracts right now.
I was watching Dallas, and I got to tell you, man, like, they're not going to go super deep, but that team is fun to watch, man. Seth Curry was hot the other night. When Seth Curry
was fucking bombing shit out.
Dude, he was looking – it's so like, disrespectful that the commentators are like, he's looking like Steph Curry. Like, how would you like that shit? How would you like that whenever you're having a good game? And, dude, the truth is Seth Curry's a good NBA player. He's not Steph, but, like, who the fuck is?
I know. It took a while for people to fucking respect him, but
he's a good pro, and he's a great shooter. And, dude, I'll tell you, Luka – so they just got, like, a fun offense because you got Luka and KP – my fucking heart breaks saying this. And I just Tim Hardaway, when he's hot, dude, you get him and you get Seth.
Tim Hardaway when he's shooting is good.
And then you got Powell at the big, who's a fun big. They're a kind of a fun offense.
He's out, right?
He's out, but Boban has been fucking throwing down dunks.
He's been good, yeah. So that's right, folks. So Tim Hardaway Jr. is out there, and unfortunately for the Mavs, they don't have 15% off his ludicrous contract that he signed with the Knicks, but you have 15% off with Cushy Dreams. So go to cushydreams.com, promo code PODDON'T, and smoke your motherfucking CBD because you can.
Yes.
What a fucking
That's not a great
motto.
Catchphrase. Because you can't.
I know.
By that motto, I'm also doing angel dust by next week.
I know. We can do a lot of stuff. I could. Yeah. We don't commit white collar crime because you can.
I feel like we deserve like double jeopardy for like a white collar crime after being on house arrest for a year. This is fucking bullshit.
That's Bernie Madoff would have the same. He would say the same thing. I think
he's fighting for house arrest right now.
Oh, is he?
He is. Yeah.
Free Bernie. But anyway, Thibs. Back to the fucking Thibs discussion though. Overall,
sure. I don't hate it. I just don't. I wanted Atkinson. Thibs is probably my second. I didn't want Mark Jackson. I like Thibs over Jackson.
I agree with you there. But I wanted either Kenny Atkinson or I wanted them to – okay, the problem I have, and I was sort of talking about it a little bit before, is that it signals to me – and Leon Rose sort of signaled this anyway, but it signals to me that this is the same old Knicks again. This is – Leon Rose – why do you hire Leon Rose? Because he's connected. He's an agent. He was, head of CAA, and listen, he was representing Karl Anthony Towns while the whole Thibs debacle was happening. So he's heard it from both sides, right? Like he clearly understands. And Thibs was at CAA as well. I don't think Rose was his agent, but he definitely understood. He definitely has a good understanding. So if he thinks, maybe Thibs has changed, or maybe he can get him under control, or maybe the fact that he's not GM and coach, there's a little more checks and balances. If Rose thinks it's possible, then, you want to defer to him. Hopefully he knows what the fuck he's doing. But signing Thibs and signing Rose at the same time, to me, because my hope was you get Rose, and a lot of people have gone from being an agent to being a GM and have been pretty good. Bob Myers is a great example with the Warriors. There's other guys.
The example right now.
Yeah, even though he did kind of fuck up the whole. You could argue he fucked up the sign and trade with D'Lo.
Yeah, but talk about. We'll see, man. I mean, maybe Wiggins fits them perfectly. Wiggins is probably better than Harrison Barnes, and that's basically just the Warriors of old.
Yeah. Well, they did have to give away a good. I mean, they did. They maybe could have handled that a little better, but regardless,
that's fair point.
The thought process was, here's the best case scenario for them hiring Rose. He just happens to be very well qualified. A lot of people have made the jump from the agent ranks to GMs and been pretty good. We're gonna build the right way with a new guy who's not never been a GM but experienced, has a lot of connections in the basketball world. That would have been what they would have done if they hired somebody like Atkinson, or even just took a swing on somebody who's like a developmental coach.
I agree, but I will
the new Brad Stevens or something.
Okay, but how about this? We're talking about what are the Knicks' biggest problems right now is one of them is absolutely player development, right? We have been horrible with it. We hit the lottery with fucking Porzingis and we trade him, right?
Right.
And then other than that, try to think of a player who's drafted a Knick who became an elite player in the league. It's fucking Patrick Ewing. It's embarrassing, dude. So we look at Thibs. What's his track record for that? It's pretty good.
It's
Jimmy
not
Butler,
good.
Jimmy Butler, Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah. These are all players that he developed. But
look what he did in Minnesota when he had a young team. The young guys didn't fucking like him. And what did he do? He signed Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, Derrick Rose. He just ran back the fucking Bulls again. You're not going to be able to do – and when he did have success, and like I said, I do want to give him credit for that success, but to the extent that he did have it –
He actually didn't make – did he make the Rose move? I think he was out by then.
No, I think Rose was on the team.
I think that was the year after he left.
I think – well, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
He's got Taj Gibson, and he traded for Jimmy Butler. I think Rose, but whatever.
Maybe you're right. I might be wrong on that.
But it certainly feels like something he would do. But anyway,
well, let's bring Noah back on another $72 million contract.
I mean, that's what I'm worried about. It's like to the extent that he did have success, he had it by leaning on the veterans. He played Teague too much. He never played his backup. He played everyone.
Well, that's what we don't want.
Taj Gibson was playing like 35 fucking minutes a game. It's like. He had success. He got it. When I was saying he got him up to third in the West, the way he did it was by leaning on vets and leaning on his starting five. And he has not really developed young players outside of the Bulls when he played people even more. His problem has always been keeping it way too short a rotation. And he does not have a great track record. I agree on the rotation,
but hopefully that's on the front office to now give us a young team that he can play. I don't want fucking Bobby Portis taking away minutes from RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina. I want guys that we can develop.
I agree with you, but his track record would be, well, I guess I'm gonna play Julius Randle 37 minutes a game. You know what I mean? Like, and look, the Knicks. By the way, the Knicks.
The main problem, stuff is
hopefully he'll play Robinson. Hopefully, because they have not
played
Mitchell Robinson. He hasn't started. It's fucking weird.
That's true, but also foul trouble has put him on the bench as well. I think what happens with the Knicks is the main problem, aside from player development, is not having any players. Like you can knock David Fizdale, you can knock any coach, coach we've had over the last 2 years. Who the fuck have they had? An aging Carmelo Anthony, and then no one else. Then our offense. We trade Porzingis. It's a tank year again. One of the years with Melo is a tank year. I mean, we haven't lucked out in the lottery except for the Porzingis year, which we fucked up. We look like we're in position right now. They say we're positioned for the 6th pick. We need top 4, I think, to make a dent in this year's draft. You need a top 4
knows
pick.
With this year's draft? It certainly
you don't
looks
know,
like
but
shit.
It looks rough. But I would be excited with LaMelo. I know he's got other problems.
I think LaMelo's going to go top 2. I don't think he's going to fall to us.
Well, I mean, we need top 4. Obi Toppin would be fun as hell. I mean,
I don't know. I to be fair, I haven't really looked too.
He's like a Kenyon Martin. He could be a beast for us. He could run the floor.
I mean, we need a point guard, man. Let's be honest. More than anything,
I'm dying for a point guard. But right now, Cole Anthony is projected to go like 10th or 11th. He's not even. And he was a guy I was excited about.
Yeah, he just had a weird
It's not a point guard rich draft. like I was hoping.
It's just not a very good draft, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Hopefully we can get, you know, there's some kind of – I think if you can't get what you really need, which is a point guard, you just – hopefully there's some kind of wing. I mean, the modern NBA, you cannot get enough wings. It's like you're basically playing wings at the 2, 3, and the 4 in the modern NBA. So,
True.
you know, just some kind of tall fucking guy that can shoot would be great. But, you know.
Just anyone young
that.
and good and driven. I just like – I'm so hungry to have a team I could root for, man. Like it,
Yeah.
and look, I root for these teams, but as you said, I sound like a fucking insane person because like, what do I have? Like, dude, I fell in love with Marcus Morris this year. He's like the fifth option on the Clippers now. He was our guy, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we need anything. It's really like, it's really just feels hopeless. I get why, you know, people jump ship. It's tough. It's tough to be a fan.
Yeah, I guess, and so I'm worried about that. And look, hopefully he just has enough talent. And the other thing you can hope is that maybe he's learned from his mistakes a little bit. You know, like as much as he overplayed players in Minnesota, it was comparatively less than he did in Chicago. Hopefully that drops down a little further. And hopefully he took the job with the understanding that he will be developmental. But the thought I was trying to finish earlier is that I hoped that Rose was going to run things from the bottom up. But when you sign somebody like Thibs, my fear is that they're just going to keep going and looking for big free agents. That the plan is, you know,
that's
leverage
been the
Thibs,
New York way.
leverage, but that's the fucking mistake, and that's why. And
I hate it. I hate thinking that they're going to sign LeBron and then hearing them say, "I'm going to take my talents to South Beach." It's fucking embarrassing.
But
you know,
I guess that's what I'm scared of. I was hoping this was going to be because whenever somebody wants to say something positive about Dolan, what they say is he tried to stay out of it. You know, he hired Phil, but Phil was a fucking dumbass. And my hope was that that Rose was that guy, that he was going to run things the way apparently. I mean, I don't follow hockey, but from what people say is the Rangers were run much better because Dolan just takes his hands off approach.
He stays out of the Rangers.
And that my hope was Rose was going to do that. He was going to hire somebody to finally do that, and they were going to do it competently instead of Phil, who was fucking taking naps between ayahuasca trips and never fucking scouting anyone in Europe or, you know, whatever. My hope was that was going to happen. And to me, it really feels like we're just in for more of the same. And they're like, we're going to get Giannis. Well, that doesn't fucking happen.
Well, look,
we're going to try and get
I'm with you. It's
Paul George.
We need to develop a system. I mean, look at what OKC has done in a small market. You know, they're competitive without their stars. And, you know, they got CP3, who's still a stud. They traded for obviously a great point guard.
I can't wait till we trade for it, but he blows out his fucking ankle the second he signs with the Knicks.
You know what sucks? I would be so excited if we traded for him just for the cultural shift. That's how low the bar is. He is such a competitor. When's the last time we even felt a competitor like that in the Garden? I know it would be a nightmare. Yeah. It would be a nightmare, but like, dude, Chris Paul, it's not just coaches holding players accountable. It's players holding players accountable.
No, I agree with you.
We haven't had a point guard like that.
In a weird way, I sort of want
since fucking Walt Frazier.
Yeah. In a weird way, I sort of want the Paul move, even though you have to pay him 2 more years, and who knows if his body's gonna fucking come together. And he does not have the even whatever you want to say about the Thunder, they have way more talent on that roster than we have on the Knicks.
Without question. And Gilgeous-Alexander is a stud. I'll give you that. Yeah. Steven Adams is a fucking monster. They got my old boy Gallo, who I love. I mean, they're fun. They're a fun as hell team to watch. I really love watching OKC. But yeah, man, I just think like you're right. It's more the same. It's player development. Can we develop RJ Barrett?
Right.
I mean, can we develop RJ Barrett? And can we develop Mitch Robinson to the point where like players are like, oh shit, I want to play with those dudes? Because the Garden it used to be like, I want to play in the Garden. Now it's like, why? Why would I do that? Unless we overpay players like we did for Amari Stoudemire, who was, I get it, in his prime, but like you knew with those legs, he was going to be a problem for 5 years. Yeah. Everyone knew that. Yeah. Like, I mean, was he exciting as hell for a year? Yeah. But like, then you're paying that guy for the rest of the time.
Yeah, dude. It's like I guess I'll put it the way I feel about this move is that I am cautiously pessimistic. Like I just like I hope I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't necessarily signal a total lack of development and a total desire to look for the big fish, but I fear that it does. So whatever. But Thibs is a good coach, and who knows? Maybe Leon Rose knows what the fuck he's doing.
It's beyond Thibs, though, as I said with CP3. You need players to hold players accountable, and you need them to be star-level players because, I'm sorry, as impressive as people like Taj Gibson and these guys have, like, you know, have had journeyman careers who are solid NBA players, but you need a guy like Chris Paul yelling at you, get the fuck back on defense. Like, when Jason Kidd was a Knick for 1 year, dude, but it just changed the vibe. When Chauncey Billups was a Knick, like, people listen to winners. And,
I agree.
And Chris Paul, though he hasn't won a chip, he is a winner, and he has got
definitely respect
that. You need that in the practice. You need that in the garden. That's why I wasn't mad at the Joakim Noah deal when it happened, because I was like, look, we're overpaying him, but at least he's bringing that, and he didn't. I mean, it just was a nightmare. But we need something to believe in, and the truth is, it's going to take RJ and Mitch a couple years. So I don't hate the CP3 move as long as we don't give up picks.
Right.
Because we are taking on an absurd contract.
But I do think.
But look what he's done to these young guys. Look what he's.
I know, but that's what they're going to say. I don't think. I don't think it's going to happen because I think Presti is going to try and get more for him. But you never know. I'd like Joe Harris, honestly. Why not? He's a free agent this year. Get a little more shooting around. RJ.
A lot of money. He's going to command a lot of money.
We got fucking cap space. That's what I'm talking about. The Knicks need to stop. Here's the thing. The Knicks are trying to fucking build Kobe Shaq Lakers. They need to be fucking building the Van Exel Lake. You know what I mean? The Van Exel, Eddie Jones Laker. Like, you need to build those. You need to build the team before the team.
Said.
The team before the team. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think it's going to go for us.
New Yorkers don't walk upstairs one at a time. We're doing the 2 steps at a time.
I know, but we keep fucking doing. We're trying. The Knicks keep trying to do 5 steps at a time and fucking bashing their teeth into the pavement every time.
You're telling me, man.
So it sounds like from this conversation.
Welcome to New York, though.
Yeah.
Welcome to New York, Thibs. Man. I am excited to have a coach of that caliber in New York. I'm wishing him the best. It's going to be tough. It's a unforgiving media market, and he is a coach with. You know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and he doesn't have the roster to compete yet, and that's what's going to be tough. Is that, as you said, we have to be patient, and
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they give him time to get the roster. That would be not like if Thibs is like, fuck it, I want to do the developmental thing. I'm here for the long term. Here's my 5-year plan. Here's how I see things. Great, I'm happy. My worry is that is not the case at all. That they hired him because Leon Rose thinks he can get some of his former players that they think they can get a big star here or whatever. But whatever, we'll see.
We also signed Derrick Rose and Jeff Hornacek to really long-term deals. So, like, just because we want you to grow with the team doesn't mean it's going to happen. Obviously, in a perfect
Derek Fisher?
What'd I say?
You said Rose.
Oh, shit, Derek Fisher. I'm sorry.
I know. And I thought Hornacek was good. Anyway, I've been wrong about Hornacek and Fizdale, but who cares? I did not think Fisher was going to be good. Well, folks, look, that's going to do it for us. Very good, fun episode. Shouts out to Lou Williams again. And listen, welcome, Thibs. We're hoping the bet. We got our fingers crossed. And we will be back with the bonus. And by the time the bonus, we should probably record that bonus Friday morning so that we can talk about opening night or late Thursday.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the bonus, we will recap the games back and any other news. But maybe we won't do a movie because there probably is going to be enough to talk about. But thank you guys so much. Thanks for listening. Check out Cushy Dreams. Promo code POD-DON'T.
We're done with movies for a while, baby. It's back. Back to basketball finally. And subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't. Patreon.com/POD-DON'T-LIE. We do an extra episode every week. And review us on iTunes, man.
Yeah, give us a little fucking review. And thank you so much for listening, guys. And we're excited for basketball. And we'll talk to you at the end of the week. Bye.
Bye.